So, up till now we saw that Mechu was very nervous before seeing the DNA report, and then when she saw the report, it turned out to be negative. That means Nianbai and Tank are not the same person, but different. Knowing this, Mechu's heart broke, because she had thought Nianbai would be Tank. So, feeling sad, at night she starts drinking a lot and keeps missing Tank, thinking she had gotten him back again, but he was not the one she believed was hers. Well, the meat that Mechu was eating had finished. The person sitting behind her was eating that same meat. So she went to that person and started eating the meat. Because of this, a kiss happened between the two of them. And that person was none other than Nianbai, who was keeping an eye on Mechu because of his mission, and then this scene cuts here. Well, now we are shown that when Mechu is walking while drunk, two men say the girl looks good and wonder why not take her with them. But just then, Nianbai arrives like a hero. First, he puts headphones on the drunk Mechu so she cannot hear anything, and then he starts beating those men badly. Mechu has no idea what is happening behind her, because she is happily swaying, listening to music. Well, in the next scene, we see that after taking a bath, when Nianbai is drinking water, Miss Rose arrives and stops after seeing Nianbai, meaning she is starting to feel attracted to him. Actually, she is only 1 year older than Nianbai. When Nianbai asks Miss Rose the reason for coming, she starts talking business about what their next step will be to ruin the Hua group. Then, saying this to Nianbai, she takes his glass to put it away, and on the spot where Nianbai's lips had touched the glass, she starts kissing it. This means Miss Rose has started liking her cousin, Nianbai. Well, the next day we see that Mechu is getting ready very nicely, saying to herself that finally the confusion about Tank and Nianbai has ended. So now she will focus only on her business, meaning the Honey Love jewelry business, which she and Tank started together. And now, because Tank is not here, she is the sole owner of Honey Love, and she will make it successful again. And as she leaves, she says that even if Tank is not with her today, he will always remain in her heart. Nianbai is standing outside. When he sees Mechu coming, he keeps looking at her, thinking to himself how a girl can dress up so well. That is, she really looks very beautiful. They say hello to each other, and then Mechu tells him, calling him uncle, that she is going to her office for work. Nianbai wishes Mechu good luck. After this, the scene changes, and now we are shown Mechu's father, Mr. Han, who is with his wife, Rose, but he looks worried. When Miss Rose asks what happened, he says that he worked so hard on the diamond project, but they still did not get it. Instead, some American company got it without effort. Then Miss Rose starts feeling happy and understands that this means Nianbai has done his work. Just then, her eyes fall on the property papers, and seeing them, she understands that surely he is going to divide the property already. So she shares this whole thing with Nianbai and says she wants to know, somehow, in whose name Mr. Han will put his property, because earlier he wanted to give everything to his elder daughter, who is no longer in this world, and since Mechu has come into the family, he might definitely put everything in her name. Then, angrily, she says that Mr. Han does not consider her anything, even though she is his wife. Nianbai tells her not to worry and that he will get all the information about this for her, and that she just has to take him to Mechu's office. Miss Rose agrees. Then we see Mechu attending an office meeting, where Mechu tells everyone that she is going to bring a small change to the Honey Love locket. That is, the design will remain the same as the one tag, Tank, designed, but just a small change will be made so that sales can increase, because at this time Honey Love's sales have dropped completely. Just then Miss Rose comes in. Seeing her, Mechu is surprised. Miss Rose asks why she went quiet and says to keep talking because she wants to listen. So Mechu welcomes Miss Rose very nicely. Meanwhile, Nianbai, who has secretly entered Mechu's cabin, starts searching. He also sees a photo of Tank, which Mechu always keeps in her cabin. Then Nianbai tries to open Mechu's locker, but the locker is not opening, because it opens with Mechu's fingerprint. So Nianbai says that he will need Mechu's fingerprints somehow, but suddenly it turns out that Mechu is coming there. And when Mechu arrives, she sees someone sitting on the chair who looks exactly like Tank, which makes Mechu freeze for a moment and she becomes emotional, meaning she gets lost in Tank's memories. But she knows that it is not Tank, it is Nianbai. So she says to herself that she keeps starting to think this person is Tank again and again. Then she starts asking Nianbai the reason for coming here. Nianbai says he looks like Tank to her, but he does not think Tank would be as stylish as him and surely he was old-fashioned. Mechu, irritated, tells him to stop the nonsense, because her Tank was much more stylish than him, he was the best at everything, and no one can ever be like him. Then Nianbai quickly comes to Mechu and starts coming close to her. He asks that if she feels nothing when she looks at him, then why she kissed him that day. Mechu explains that she was drunk and just wanted to eat her favorite meat, and because of that, all that happened, and she is sorry for it. Nianbai tells her not to lie and says he knows that when he comes close, she feels quite a lot, which is why she even starts blushing. Mecha tells herself that nothing like that is true. She agrees he looks like Tank, but he will never be able to take Tank's place. Nianbai tells her to stick to this and leaves. After he goes, Mecha realizes that it is true that as soon as Nianbai comes close to her, she does not know what happens, meaning she really does start blushing. Meanwhile, Nianbai, who had come close to Mecha with a purpose, cleverly takes Mecha's fingerprints. So he leaves from there happily, and then this scene cuts. After this, we see the night scene, how Nianbai comes to Mecha's cabin at night and looks through the property files. And then the next day, meeting Miss Rose, he starts telling her that her suspicion was right, that is, Mr. Han is about to put all his property in his daughter Mecha's name. Hearing this, she gets very angry, thinking that this old man, whom she has cared for day and night and always looked after, is not putting anything in her name. So she resolves in her heart that she will definitely teach him a lesson. By the way, for the moment, she tells Tank, meaning she tells Nianbai, to live somewhere else and says she has rented an apartment for him and that he should stay there, because it is not right for him to stay too much at Mr. Han's house. For this, Nianbai agrees. Well, the scene cuts, and now we see Miss Rose in the hospital. Actually, Mr. Han has had a heart attack, which, obviously, Miss Rose has caused by feeding him the wrong things. Then, when Mecha comes there, Miss Rose starts acting innocent in front of her, saying she does not know what happened to her father, that she had gone to take a bath, and did not even know he had fainted. Then she starts acting dizzy. So Mecha says it is okay and tells her to go home and rest, and that she will stay there and look after Dad. Then Miss Rose, giving an evil smile, calmly leaves. Well, in the next scene, we see that Mechu is with her father and is very worried, how earlier Tank had left her life, and now her father's condition is serious. On top of that, her business is not going well. She wonders how she can handle herself alone. But then she starts encouraging herself that she must keep courage, that Dad will definitely be fine. Just then she receives photos of new designs, meaning she must do her business work now, so she starts working right there. In the next scene, we are shown Nianbai. When he comes to his apartment, he is shocked to see Miss Rose there. So he asks how she got inside and whether she knows the password. Miss Rose says she just wanted to give him a surprise, and by the way, she has good news. The Hua group will very soon become theirs, because she fed Mr. Han wrong things and got him admitted to the hospital, and his condition is serious, and he will surely die. Nianbai is shocked and asks how she could do that, and what she is doing there now, saying she should be at the hospital with her husband, otherwise, everyone will start suspecting her. She tells him to chill and says no one will suspect anything, because he has not yet seen her acting skills, how she acts like a helpless woman in front of everyone, and that Mechu herself told her to go home and rest. Then Nianbai starts looking at Miss Rose in surprise, realizing that she is very sharp. But now he starts worrying about Mechu, that the poor girl will be so troubled alone. So when he comes to the hospital to see Mechu, he sees that Mechu, while doing her company work, has fallen asleep right on the bench. Nianbai starts feeling even worse for Mechu. So he takes off his coat and covers Mechu with it. Then he starts laying Mechu properly when Mechu's assistant arrives, whom Nianbai calms down so that Mechu does not wake up. The assistant starts saying that although their president, Miss Mechu, looks very soft, in other words, very delicate, no one knows that she is very strong. So many bad things are happening in her life, yet she does not give up. Instead, she is trying to handle all the work. Earlier, she was worried about the honey love business, which is going down, but now perhaps she will also have to handle her father's business until her father is discharged from the hospital. And the saddest thing is that there is no one to take care of Miss Mechu. Then Nianbai starts feeling even worse for Mechu, and now, because he has begun to like Mechu in some way, he tells himself that from now on he will protect Mechu. Even though she is the daughter of his enemy, Mr. Han, he will still take care of her, because she is not a bad person like her father. And well, in the next scene, we see that when Mechu wakes up, she gets a message from Nianbai, who calls Mechu to meet outside. Mechu comes outside. It is also raining. So Nianbai, on a pretext, comes under Mechu's umbrella and starts showing her a plant. Actually, at this time Nianbai's target is to make Mechu happy, because Mechu is very troubled because of her father. And then Nianbai is successful in making Mechu smile. So after her mood improves, Mechu thanks Nianbai, saying that earlier he seemed quite rude, but he is a very good person. Hearing this, Nianbai also becomes happy, and then the two of them leave from here happily. Well, when Mecha now comes to her father, she learns that her father has regained consciousness, which makes her very happy. And when she tells her stepmother about this, Miss Rose's whole mood is ruined, because she had thought that Mr. Han would die, but he has survived. Well, in the next scene, we see that when Mecha comes to the company, she learns shocking news. Suddenly, Honeylove's sales have increased. Mecha does not understand how this could have happened. Then the assistant tells her that it is because of Mr. Louis' like. Mecha cannot understand how so many changes can happen just because someone liked one of their posts. Then the assistant explains that Mr. Louis is not a normal person. His account is very famous on social media. Mecha says that they should do a collaboration with him so that Honeylove can become even more famous. But the assistant says that he does not do commercial deals with anyone, and no one has ever seen him till today. Then Mecha says that Mr. Louis seems to be the last hope for her Honeylove business, so she will, somehow, definitely convince him for a collaboration, and then she leaves. Meanwhile, on the other side, Nianbai is getting non-stop emails from Mecha for collaboration, because Mr. Louis is none other than Nianbai himself, who intentionally liked Honeylove's bracelet post so that Mecha would get help. Seeing the messages, he starts smiling, thinking that he knew she would surely message him, and now she will definitely come looking for him there as well, which he will like everything she does. And with just this scene, this part ends here.